Hello everyone, I'm Steve, Mark's at school today, and this is Smokey Steve and Mark. Either welcome or welcome back, and happy Saturday. It is the weekend, so we know what that means. Black coffee, little Splenda. I'm going a little light today. I got like a little bit of a funny tummy. I think it's something I ate last night. We got takeout, and it was fish, and it was delicious. But it's fish, you roll the dice. So, I hope everyone's well, I hope everyone is safe, look after yourselves, be kind to yourselves as well. That's the PSA for today. So we are going to pick up where we left off, more or less, with our fair lady, Chantal Marie, Foodie, Beauty, Big Beautiful Me, the Daily Chantal, Chantopolis. She was Chantal Marie again for a little bit, and now I think we're Foodie Beauty again. Okay, so, picking up from last week. It was like death by live stream last week. Forgive the glare. Ring light glare on my glasses is just a fact of life now. Last week it was like bees, binge, recommit. Bees, binge, recommit. Lots of lives. Promises of videos that never came. It was just one live after another after another. And we're not talking like 1 hour, she cooks something, like treats it like a video. These were 3 hours, 4 hours. These were just really, really long. Just bringing their camera all over the house. This week there were Can you hear my baby? It's a cat. There was 19 hours of live that I was able to, 18 to 20 hours, about 19. Now I'm going to zoom in on a select few more than others because there were certain bits of, drama seems a little grand to say, but certain points of interest that happened, and in those 20 hours, a lot of it wasn't interesting. It was a lot of chewing and complaining. So, first video, health update. Now, we're going way back a week here. Lots happened between now and then. So, she's talking about doing her injection. She's taking Ozempic, which is an injectable medication indicated for type 2 diabetes, and I guess a side effect, or maybe another indication is for weight loss, like 5% of your body weight or something. She says she's doing more live streams because it's easier. Yes, live streams are easier for the creator. They're not always as entertaining for the viewer, necessarily. I don't know if I've ever done a live stream that got as many views as like a regular video, especially on one of the more popular videos, like talking about Chantal or back in the day when it was Cynthia. So, side effects of the Ozempic: lower her A1C, lose weight. Overall, she's thinking less about food and dealing with some nausea and fatigue. Doctor said to expect some pretty serious side effects. So, the live stream, she said she's feeling down and wants to chat with you guys. Like 1,000 people. 700 to 1,000 people in her lives when you see them go by. I think I don't know, she lonely? I mean, Pete's only pops in and out, and that could be his prerogative of just not wanting to be on camera. Or he don't want to be around her at all. Or he's busy and he's working. I think she's still lonely, even though she has a roommate now. Like a friend, a best friend, whatever their relationship is. So, she says as far as her mental health update, overall motivation to do anything was low. She said when she feels better, we'll see more videos. And that changing her name and banner, it does not change anything. I said it last week. You're Foodie Beauty. Doesn't matter what she changes her content to, her brand is Foodie Beauty. There's too many people who know it now. It's too late to rebrand, I think. And that's fine. It's whatever. The live streams aren't a permanent thing. She just likes sharing her day. 6 hours of it. Do you guys want to follow me around for 6 hours? Snore. People will be sending super chats for me to stop. She said she's kind of an attention whore. In other shocking news, water is wet. And she does plan on doing lives again, just like not every day. As far as her eating, she will be talking about it less, because I'm always justifying what I'm eating. Yes, she's justifying it, because her food choices don't make sense in the context of a health journey. She did say she's not making, like, drastic change. Well, she did say she was going to make drastic changes. Drastic in all caps. And then we roll forward a little bit, and we find out that the changes can't be that drastic because, I don't know. Quote, okay, so my changes are not going to be so drastic. Doing the extreme thing I do is part of my problem, and I was reminded of that yesterday. This is when she goes for the Mexican food. And then she continues to apologize and ask for patience. Hey guys, just want to thank you for your continued patience with me and my channel. I know I haven't been filming a lot of recorded videos lately, but I assure you that will pass once I'm feeling a bit better mental health-wise. In the meantime, COVID has made things pretty lonely, and Pizza and I enjoy doing live streams to have fun and interact with you guys. COVID does change a lot. A lot of channels. We've made, I think, more content during COVID. I've been home for a year, pretty much. Mark's been working out of the house, and I've been here alone. The benefit being, I got to know my cat better, and I figured out how to use Microsoft Teams and Zoom. That's about what I've come up with over the last so long. But the idea that she'd raised before, where food content is easier to make because it's COVID and I can't get out, I don't think I've done one mukbang. I had a couple bites of cake and a few odds and ends from some dishes we made from every plate. But I don't think we sat down and said, well, since there's nothing else to do during COVID but eat, I guess we'll just eat. You know, and she's been in the car before. She went for drives, not just for food, but often enough for food. But she's gone to other stuff, so she's not tied in the house. It's not like all I can do is binge. So, again, she said kind of an attention whore. So drastic change is not part of the disorder. If you don't repair your relationship with food, it's all going to fail. You, again, first, now we're talking to you because it's too real to talk about me. She said she's impulsive. She's pulled this excuse out of her ass before, and it's a slick one because if you hold on and stay true to your word, you get applause, and if you screw up, you say, oh, well, you know, I'm impulsive. So there's almost no accepting of accountability because it's expected that you will be understanding of someone who is impulsive and that you're not going to hold it against them and that you take them as they are. I guess there's impulse shaming. I don't know if that's a thing. But she's consciously inconsistent, knows it, and doesn't see it as an issue. She sees it as something to be accepted at face value. I'll get to a little bit later about that because I think it has less to do with food and more to do with like every part. I think every part of her life is kind of approached like that. She needs more psychiatric help than she has. Duh! She's never been properly evaluated. Now, she was living in a group home, and she's been in the psych ward a few times, or a psych emerge. They call it emerge there or something. I imagine she's passed under the eyes of a few psychiatrists. Just saying. Maybe she didn't like the diagnosis. Maybe it was just a quick in and out, and she didn't have the full... I had a full psych eval when I went to rehab one time, and it took days. They had me answer like 700-some questions on this computer test, and they ask you questions like, if you could be a flower, what color would you be? And then the next question is like, does the TV talk to you? And it spits out a diagnosis at the end. Then you talk to a psychologist, have to talk to a neurologist to make sure you don't have like anything physically kind of sort of wrong. And then the shrink, and then they give you pills. She said mental health care is different in Canada. I gotta take her word for it. I don't think it's that bad. But she said a lot of it is out of pocket. So, let's see. She said she has a therapist, but that she's canceled before. So, and she said, because of not following through, people see me as not wanting to change. Well, actual change isn't theoretical. Chantal makes a great plan. She'd be a great life coach for somebody else. She'd probably stop calling them after a few days because she got bored. But she makes good plans, very good plans, and good planners, and stuff like that. It's execution where she's challenged. She's challenged there. It's funny because when she's talking about having a therapist, she'll say, you know, I have to see my therapist. I had canceled a couple times. And then in defense of what she's doing, she's like, I'm working with a therapist. I don't need your advice. So you blew off the therapist, but it's your defense of what you're doing at the moment. I know getting into treatment is hard, and I never liked any therapist. Well, I've liked them, but, you know, you got to give them more than, like, 2 or 3 visits sometimes. It seems like a waste of money, and it kind of is, but rapport is, like, so big. As far as her eating disorder recovery and her health, her relationship with food is messed up. Yeah. And she thinks she needs to stop giving moral value to food. For some people, there is a moral value to food. I remember grade school, the 7 deadly sins. Gluttony was one of them. So there was a moral value placed on food in that context. And if that's part of your faith system, you may still count it as such. Good foods, bad foods, safe foods, unsafe foods. That's a lot of eating disorder crap. It does take a while to untrain that. Her perception, though, is that, you know, if any food is free, your mind won't panic and you won't feel compelled to binge. But at the beginning, that might not go so hot because it's possible you may eat everything in sight. It's one approach, but individualized mental health care is very important. Just because this is one approach doesn't mean it's necessarily going to help out her situation. So, and then I'm still waiting on that time warp. Waiting on the time warp. Oh, and she said something, we need to stop looking at failure as a terrible thing and normalize it. Okay, it happens, and in addiction fields, sometimes they will say relapse. Relapse can be a part of recovery, but it's not a requirement. You don't have to have setbacks in order to get well. They happen, they can happen, but they don't have to happen. I've certainly had mine, I'm not in that pool, but I've seen a few people that just do well. They just get it. They get it faster than the rest of us. And I hate them and I'm jealous and they make it look easy, but, you know, so it goes, I guess. So 2, live stream grand finale, spend the day with me. This thing was 3 hours, started at 10 a.m. And apparently if you put out a lot of videos, this was something I learned from Chantal. If you put out a lot of videos, when you put out the notifications, you can only get to send to your subs or people that are getting the notifications 3 in a 24-hour period. And then after that, they won't get any more. I thought that was interesting. It's nothing I knew. She's snacking on peanut butter, banana, and then she has a few videos to record. Now, later in the week, the only recorded videos are mukbangs. So if she's recording a few, she's getting a lot of takeout. Because later in the week it did. Zoom, zoom, she ate and did the dishes sitting down. Okay. Now, I am not an ableist. I'm not many ists, exactly. I'll say this. Before she could stand and do the dishes, and now she can't. Or won't. I don't know if she can't or won't. The longer... Steve's opinion. The longer she stays in the chair, the harder it's going to be to stand back up again. You know, it makes things easier. It helps her to stay in that condition. And she's not too far from standing. She could lose 30 pounds and her back might feel better. So I'm not saying she should feel bad about using a chair. I'm just saying maybe when she's setting up non-scale victories for her upcoming weight loss, which apparently is just going to happen via bypass, that would be a good non-scale victory. Get out of the damn chair while you're cleaning. You know, it's a good idea. It's a good idea. Little by slow, little by slow. So, snacking, did the dishes sitting down. I don't like that. She's putting on makeup. She's back in the kitchen. Is it lunchtime yet? I'm hungry. Ozempic what? Ozempic who? I thought we were, you know, not... I thought we were not hungry. Oopsies. You're almost not charged. Things could have got bad. So, at any rate. 3, live dinner. Meh. I started thinking about my life and what I was doing with it when I started watching this. Chantal looks absolutely laminated. Whether she's in a diabetic coma, almost, or whether she smoked, she just looks wrecked. She doesn't look so good. She's chatting, eating, and having pudding. Nothing major. 4, wild wings, fried pickles, and fries mukbang. This video had 41k views, the most views of the week. Yes, she makes more money on these. It's not a difficult bit of math. It's an unfortunate bit of math, I think, for her. She shows off her skinny ankles. I've got skinny ankles, too. Actually, I have cankles, but they're skinny. It's odd. Some fat shit doesn't go away. Buy capris. Show them off. Let it all hang out. Today, she's having takeout of wild wings, and then she gets, like, fried pickles and the other shit. She was watching another YouTuber eat wings, and she said she loves it when she crunches the bone. That's gotta be, like, a feeder thing. I can't imagine, like, me and Mark sitting around watching her crunch bones. Now, I do, because I'm watching the videos, but not for the same reasons maybe that some other folks are. I don't know. The comments are off, because she knows how we get. And she said she doesn't know how long. She doesn't have a thick skin for annoyance. It's not for the feedback, it's the annoyance she has it for. And she said everything she eats is scrutinized. Well, foodie beauty, you know. And talking a couple days ago about taking prescription medication to help with weight loss, and then eating foods that are, you know, not consistent with what she put out as what she would normally eat, you know. So... and then she was really hungry. She had to dig in right away. So here it's declared we are doing a week's worth of mukbangs of her choice because she wants to. Mukbangs of her choice. Okay. Every day a mukbang and a story time for 1 week. 5 days, I'm guessing. I knew it wouldn't be 7. That's asking too much. I feel like doing it, so that's what I'm doing. You don't own me. I'm not just one of your... So, okay. So it's just, the story time is maybe true, maybe not. It's a story. She said she was on Tinder for a day and deleted it, and then she gives a rundown of all these guys that were trying to track her down, and she didn't like the nice guy, she didn't like the hot guy, she didn't like the guy who wanted to strangle her and then wrap her in duct tape. I wouldn't have liked him either, Chantal. It's okay. I'm very vanilla myself. Then she talked about saving up money to get the sex doll again that she had mentioned forever ago because she didn't. She felt like she wouldn't be judged for her heavy breathing. True. But if you die in there, the rubber man can't call 911. So, just things to keep in mind. Next video, 5, another mukbang. I want a gigolo for my birthday. Now, in the beginning, she says, I'm turning on comments because, again, I'm an attention whore. At least she's being honest. That's candid. That's honest. At least. I mean, confirm the obvious, but at least we're all on the same page right now. That there's an air of attention-seeking and maybe a hair of phoniness and trolling. I appreciate that candor. I do. So, she wants a gigolo. She gets some Mexican food. It has some other side dishes. She's pissed there's no beans with it. She's always been a person who makes a big deal out of her birthday. Quelle surprise! And she said now that she's older, not so much. I never really made a big deal of mine. Actually, mine are getting more exciting as I get older because, all things considered, I probably should have been dead before I was 30. So, every year after that, kind of like a gift. It feels like the end of Terminator 2. Every day after that is a gift. It's her first birthday single in years, and I guess it would be if she went from Pete's to Beatty. She's thinking of getting a hotel room for a few days, one night on her own, and one night with company. She said like a one-night stand is the kind of thing she's looking for, and she's thinking of getting a male escort. Do you? If it's all within the bounds of the law, do what you like. You're a single person, you're a grown woman, you can make your own choices. I have a friend whose boyfriend got him one for his birthday. They're a couple, and one of the couple got the other one, a gigolo, prostitute, escort, for his birthday. Now that's what I call class. It was not long after that they got married. I think it was, an interesting extension of love to say, you need to be satisfied in XYZ way, and I want to see you happy, so I'm going to take a step back and buy you what you want. That's different. I don't know if I would do that. I don't think Mark would buy me a prostitute, but just saying. Let's see. So the men on Tinder seem to be falling all over her, but then she's gonna have to go buy some D. So I don't know about that. She said she has to shave. She has a lot to do to prepare. She has to shave. I mean, this is months away. She could, it's like a huge project that she's gonna have to work on every day and chip away at. She has to shave. She has to groom. I understand it's harder for her because she has more things to move around. But, Then she's discussing escorting, have some drinks, get a body massage, and she's going to make some videos if and when she does it. By the way, the chewing in this video is real. Then she shares birthday memories. One where she was 19 with 2 friends. They went to a strip club. One of the friends was pregnant and ordering Pepsi, and the club owner got mad because she wasn't drinking. I don't know. Then she was a kid. Her mother threw her a party. She got a big Barbie playhouse, which was a great gift, and she wouldn't let one of the other girls play with her because she didn't like her because that little girl was a tattletale. And Chantal was like, well, shit then, you can't play with my toys. Let's see. 6. This is where we can't tell fat people how to eat. Hold on. I got her right up here. When you're as obsessed as I am, you gotta have her in every room of the house. So, I don't have her on in the bedroom, but let's see. Stop telling fat people how to eat. Carbs are fine. Okay. Alright, so she starts, no intro, no hey guys, hey, no foodie beauty, donuts raining down, nothing. Ridiculous what fat people can and can't wear. I don't know too many people who said what she can and can't wear. Her clothes, I think, are a matter of taste, to me. I know there's some folks that go for the clothes are too tight, the clothes are too big, the clothes are too this. That's not my shtick, actually. I don't believe in age appropriate, and I kind of don't believe in size appropriate either. If Chantal wants to put on a bikini and go to the beach, that's her. I wouldn't if I were her size, that's probably not something I'd feel comfortable buying. But if she is, let her go, you know? She said using words like manic and bipolar towards her is mental illness shaming and it's an insult. Okay, I have bipolar disorder. This is not news. If you've been watching the first 10, 20 minutes of this video, it's not news. Yes, mental illness should not be brought up so lightly. Bipolar is a diagnosis. It irks me more when people say, oh my god, I'm so bipolar today. I'm like, honey, you don't want to wake up bipolar. It's not fun. But people throwing those at her, she should see a doctor and get herself checked out. No, her behavior... No comment. I mean, I can't diagnose, but when I say I see me and I see her and I see similarities, glean from that what you may when she says that people call her bipolar. But I'm not a doctor. And she hasn't sought help for that because she hasn't been evaluated. So I guess we'll leave that there. But, you know, I can smell it. She was mad that she had corn chips, but other people can have bacon, eggs, and waffles. And then she said chuffles later. A dig? I'm not eliminating foods. I am not restricting. It's my life. If you don't like it, go away. I'm not just one of your many toys. You don't own me. She said, you only know what I told you. So if what she told us doesn't make sense, then it doesn't make sense. So the onus is on us to just hang out and either wait for her to fill in the blanks or sit here and say, well, we don't really know what's going on. And she's yelling at us for not knowing what's going on, but she's also withholding the information that would fill in the gaps. So she gets to be righteous and be upset and not clear anything up with that because it's nobody's business. She'll give you a little, but not a lot with the business. And she'll fudge words. She's a good gaslighter. Outright liar? Maybe a couple over the years, but gaslight? Oh, can she gaslight? She's good at it. Let's see. You're influencing people to be obese, and she calls that fat phobic. I'm not particularly extra hungry after watching a mukbang. That's me. Do I think it's an okay lifestyle? I've been fatter than this. Like, about 100 pounds. Like, what am I now? I've been close to 300. I'm around 200 now. So I've been 90 to 100 pounds heavier than this. Yeah. Influencing fat people? I'm not influenced by her, but I know what fat feels like, and fat sucks. There are no benefits to being fat. There are absolutely no benefits. You're harder to kidnap. That's about it. There's nothing else going on there. So, and she said, if you're overweight, it's so triggering. And they think people being nice are enabling. They are. They are. Ass pats saying love yourself just the way you are and things like that. Those are self-helpy platitudes that get totally twisted into continuing self-destructive behavior. I'm not pushing myself too hard today. I'm early in recovery, so I think we're going to only overeat a little bit, because if I go too drastic, I might binge. Now, if you go too drastic, you might binge. But the middle ground between health and, super binge does not have to be this far from binging. It can be closer to the middle. Slow process, I get it. It took me like a year to lose the weight I had. I wasn't losing a mad amount of weight really quick, and the older I get, the worse it gets. So, and I don't know if this includes Chantal because of her age, but it was my understanding from talking to some women that postmenopausal women may have a different way of losing weight. Their calories may burn differently. Their calorie needs may be a little bit different. I don't know if that applies to Chantal because she's a younger woman, or if it counts just because she's had surgery in that region. So she's so triggered. And then she again mentions chaffles and then 8 pounds of cheese. So she's throwing a few things out here and there. Kind of like, it's not fair, they do this, they do that, She's turned off her comments again. Some of her loyal supporters left, and she was like, fine, go fuck yourself, goodbye. If I'm triggering, don't watch. Now, she's triggered as hell by some comments on videos that she doesn't watch. But if we're triggered, we shouldn't watch. If you have an eating disorder, that's the only responsible thing I've ever heard Chantal say. And I don't know if I ever heard Amber Lynn say it. Chantal said, if you have an eating disorder, don't watch my videos. They might be triggering. That is a responsible thing to say, because she may not encourage people to overeat, but watching I almost said obscenely, morbidly obese person eat a lot of food in one sitting, a lot of greasy fried, all the stuff that we're supposed to think is non-healthy food in one sitting, it can be triggering. I mean, to me, I used to binge about as much. Maybe she binges more, but when I used to binge, I binged about that much. You know, she'll say it's not a binge, you don't know how much I eat off camera. I can only imagine, but... So she lost some loyal supporters. She's not responsible for who she's triggering. We are all responsible for triggering her, but she is not responsible for triggering anyone at all. Not once. And she said she can't do drastic, and the binging is worse than just eating the tacos, because then she would be out of control. She's sick of being demonized for being fat and eating what she wants, and if you've been there and you have no room to talk about it. Actually, who else but someone who's been fat has good stuff to talk about? Because a professional could be pointed to and say, you don't understand, you don't know what's going on. It goes with addiction, too. In the field of addiction, there's a lot of people who are in recovery, because you can't turn around like a petulant child and say, you don't know what it's like, it hasn't happened to you. Actually, it has. And since I'm in a position that you're trying to get to, you know, not dying of obesity, let's chat about what I did, let's chat about what they did, because everyone does it differently. You know, there's people on keto. I did keto for 2 weeks. I couldn't stand keto. I'm not eating chaffles. I don't like them at all. I eat carbs. I eat dessert. You know, I drink diet soda. Whatever. So, yeah. People who have lived experience know what they're talking about. They know what they're talking about because they've lived through the experience you're about to go through if you commit to it. So... it's creepy, it's scary, but I think it would be helpful, you know, and it's not a competition. It's not who lost more weight. It's not who did it faster. It's, you know. So, spring cleaning and cooking, mukbang and TMI story time? What? Who? Where is that? This was 5 hours and 50 minutes. This was a very long live. This is more time than I've spent doing a lot. This is more than I sleep sometimes. So not only, this is where we're talking about impulsiveness, not only can she not stick to a healthy meal plan, she can't even stick to a self-destructive one, because there was supposed to be a mukbang and a story filmed for every day of the week. She got 2 in and quit. So I don't know if the issue was the food even as much as her consistency, because she couldn't even do damaging content every single day. Eating and telling stories is the kind of thing she likes. Well, I think the eating. She might have got tied up in the story time because it's more preparation than she's willing to do. Just a thought. Cleaning, she's going to go out for a walk with the walker and Pete's when he's done with work. So there's a couple thoughts I have. Is she profoundly broke? Is she attention-seeking? We know this. And is she just lonely? I'm going to say she's a little lonely. She puts on a game face, but I think she's lonely. This is about as interesting as listening to 6 hours of my life, except I break into dance a little more often than she does. She sways. More cooking, she eats a ton of spaghetti, diabetic coma. 8, I'm live because I feel like it. And don't tell me what to do. She puts a wig on. She looks fine in a wig. She has thin hair. Wigs are wigs, whatever. She's pissed. Roger Brown, I don't know if any of you have ever seen Roger Brown. He posts intermittently about a number of different YouTubers, anywhere from Rich Life to Chantal to Cynthia Beaumont sometimes and some others. And he had narrowed it down one time. He said there's 2 things Chantal does. Eats and gets upset. Those are the only 2 things that she does. And you can almost boil that down to having, that's really close to true. Really, at least that's what shows up on camera. She eats and she gets upset. She talks about reporting channels, how it's going to end, how she's not dealing with it. But she didn't want to have to watch their stupid videos and go to their channels to see it. I suspect Chantal has gone out and watched videos of herself. I mean, it's tempting. I'd be tempted if there were videos about me. You know, there's been 1 or 2 here and there, and I don't... Curiosity? Yes, but do I watch them? I'd be more twisted after watching them than knowing that they're even there. So I don't usually do it to myself. But God bless her. I mean, there's like 80 reaction channels. I might feel differently in her position. So, I don't know. Whether she's earned them or not, there's tons of them. So, haven't wanted to watch their stupid videos. And then she put up a post. By the way, her entire community board is down right now. There's nothing. This was the post that paired up with the canceling stuff. Guess what I'm doing today? Reporting hate channels for bullying and harassment. Have a nice day. Name calling and fat shaming is not truth. You people don't support my mukbangs, but support a reaction channel gorging on pizza. I'm thinking Ms. Huzzy, because she had a piece of veggie pizza and something else. GTFO. If you support these obsessed freaks, you have no business here. Goodbye. Don't forget, I got one taken down before, and I will try again. Hate is not criticism. Learn the difference. Au contraire, mon chéri. Criticism is not hate. We can flip the script on that a little bit. So, I mean, she's within her bounds on YouTube to do what she wants to do. You know, she can try to take down channels if she wants to. She can try to do this and that. She took down Miss Glory Gloria's channel, and then Miss Hussey came back. I've seen other YouTubers come up and down a few times until it's finally like, get. So, she was big mad. She was big mad. And they had their own drama, Miss Hussey, and so I'm not going to dip into theirs, because Miss Hussey made a bunch of content on it, and you should go watch his. But they did do quite a bit of back and forth. They were live at the same time. They're showing each other's cameras and interacting. And Ms. Hussey seemed to think things ended on a high note. I don't dislike Chantal, but I don't really trust her that much, especially at the YouTube game. She's quite slick when it comes to it. So yada 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 yada, because she feels like it. Sometimes I wonder with people on YouTube who get mad. Like, Ms. Hussey is quite a different character than some folks on YouTube. There's a lot of characters on YouTube. And some of the other people that react to Chantal are. I think it's a mark of, I want to say jealousy. Not necessarily Chantal, but maybe. That other people can be entirely themselves on their channel, warts and all, and people still like them. They can put it all out there, and just because of their honesty, I guess, or because of their candidness or the way they put it out there, people are drawn to that and like it. Chantal puts personal things out there, and it's not received in the same way. And her response is kind of, you know, she'll go below the belt if she feels like someone went below the belt at her, but she perceives things as hate that are not necessarily hateful by any objective standard. So she goes below the belt a lot at people who are saying things like, hey, yesterday you were doing mukbangs, and, you know, I thought you were going to be going in to get some help for this and that. It's like, that's my life. Okay, please. So now she's going to get weight loss surgery. Video number 9, I'm getting weight loss surgery. This will win back the people who left when she said, I'm in poor health, and then fuck you the next day. So they'll come back, I think, after that. She's hitting the pipe, kind of sets the theme for the video. She's smoking a bit. She wants to document the whole weight loss process. She's on the waiting list, which in Canada means 6 months to 2 years, 6 months to a year, something like that. And then she's like, will you guys watch my weight loss journey? Hell yes, I will watch your weight loss journey. I would love for you to get healthy. I would love it. I'm curious to see what, if any, kind of personality change would happen when her body changes, because she's going to have to deal with, if they cut her stomach down to this, she's not going to fit a Domino's pizza in there. Whatever she's feeling that she's going to want to binge on, she's just going to have to feel it. It's going to be messy. I'm not taking pride in the fact that she's going to be in a messy state. But if she does it, she'll come out the other side a little different. But I've heard this before. I've heard it before. And she might mean it, or think she means it, but 6 months is a long time for people to forget about it and then bring it back up. So, and for dinner, she's making poutine and chicken wings. So, I don't know. The referral was made. That was the big announcement. A referral was made from her primary to the bariatric clinic. And that was it. 10. Mukbang and a mystery. The Lost Boys. She's having chicken Alfredo and bruschetta from a local restaurant. This was a non-drama eating video where she told a story, a creepypasta story as such. Her creepypasta stories aren't often actually creepypastas. The one that stuck out to me, which is my favorite, which is not actually a creepypasta, was the Halloween cheese board mukbang. She's wearing a pink wig and she talks about the Heaven's Gate cult. Now that's an interesting story to me. It's decidedly not a creepypasta, and discussing mass suicide over cheddar is weird. But nevertheless. So she asked what type of pasta is everybody's favorite. Cheese tortellini with vodka sauce, just to put it out there. And she's collabing with Bay Nation. It's a small channel that's known Chantal for a while, and she'll put their link in the description and they'll both do a story. So she's talking about creepy child cases. There's a case of some boys, about 6 teenagers in Canada, who who went missing and who have never been found. It happened on St. Patrick's Day. They went to a party, allegedly, maybe were drinking, and the thought by the police was maybe they went out on a boat on Lake Ontario and drowned. But the physical evidence isn't there for that, and it's been kept hush-hush. So, mystery, mystery. This was good. You know when I tell you I was watching this and I was enjoying it? I'm not bullshitting you. I thought it was fine. It was good because there was no whining about defending her food choices. There was no nonsense about, and I'm going to eat this and you can't stop me. She put her food out. She said, I'm going to tell a story. She told the story. And then it was done. And then she didn't have a disgusting amount of food. She had a rather nice dinner. It was, more than I would eat, but she's, foodie beauty. So, I don't know. So, what's the takeaway? What's the summary of this for the rest of us? Well, I hope the lives stop soon. Because they're just really hard to review. They're really hard to keep up with, and a lot of crap happens in them, and 20 hours worth is an awful lot. I mean, I have a job. If YouTube was my job, you'd get a blow-by-blow 20-hour reaction. But it's challenging to keep up with a lot of it. Seems like I think she pulled the weight loss surgery card out of her ass because she had pissed off some loyal people. Hence that stop telling fat people what to eat. If she threw out there that she lost some loyal people, that means she pissed some people off with that flip-flop that she did. So I think throwing out that she's getting weight loss surgeries maybe to try to win some people back. But in 6 months in YouTube time, I mean, my God, who knows? And 6 months is actually a little far out for someone in her condition. There's a lot of preparation for bypass, and it's not Dr. Now. I've known people personally who've had it. My experience is not just 600-pound life. So we'll see. We'll see if it's for her. I suspect she'll waffle on it. I suspect she won't. Her food choices, I think, are going to be mukbangy. Again, I don't see another weight loss round coming. It's going to be one of those, I'll eat what I want, but in smaller portions. But then her idea of portions are very different. So, I'm here for it. I hope you're here for it too. But 5-hour lives, holy shit. She's lonely. I can only think lonely. She makes a comfortable enough living. So, and pizza's in the house, but if she must just need some company. So it goes. I don't like to pop into people's lives, especially if I review them. I don't want any attention. She doesn't know who the hell I am anyway. But I'd rather observe than participate myself. So happy Saturday. Look after yourselves. Get outside if it's nice weather. We actually have a 60-degree day today. So after this, I'm going to take my electronics outside and do a little editing, I think. So thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe, hit the notification bell and the thumbs up on your way out so you get alerts when we have new videos and also when we go live. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on Twitter. Our handle's at SmokeySteveA. Our email address and our contact information is all listed below as well. Thank you again, and Mark and I will be going live tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern for our regular weekly live. It's usually pretty chill. We have good mods. It's open topic. Usually the same few regular topics come up, but it's wide open. So if you're free, feel free to stop by. Thanks for watching. Bye!